Welcome back to Ratings Game Music, everyone. My name is Will, and today we are walking through a ranking of the Scream franchise. When Wes Craven's original Scream debuted back in 1996, it was an irreverent meta take on the slasher genre. The unique dichotomy between Kevin Williamson's sharp-tongued script and Craven's own illustrious talents as a bona fide master of the horror genre, having given audiences one of the premier slasher franchises over a decade earlier with Nightmare on Elm Street, resulted in a cinematic force to be reckoned with, a film that managed to somehow miraculously have its cake and eat it too, thumbing its nose at slasher tropes while also serving as an open-hearted love letter to them. But now, 3 decades later, as a 7th installment hits theaters, it's difficult to ignore the fact that Scream has become one of those very long-running slasher franchises it was irreverently engineered to take down. Just as audiences of the past had the dramatic ups and downs of series like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street, modern audiences now have the equally dramatic ups and downs of the Scream series. There have been highs, there have been lows, and there have been killer reveals galore. But how do they all stack up? This is your definitive Scream ranking. Number 7, the worst one, easily, is Scream 7. Why does it look like this? Why does it sound like this? How is it possible that of the entire franchise, the one that's releasing in 2026 feels the most horribly out of step with modern tastes and aesthetics? This is a very, very bad movie. We have a full review on it on the channel. Go check it out if you want to hear more in depth, but it's so clearly the worst one of the franchise. Number 6, Scream 3. With a script that was infamously butchered in the wake of the Columbine shootings, Scream 3 is a bizarre and hallucinatory installment in this series. The idea to take the franchise to Hollywood, chronicling murders happening on the set of an in-production Stab sequel, the in-universe slasher franchise based on the quote-unquote real Ghostface killings, sounds like a home run in theory, but in execution, this is just simply a strung-together series of gags that goes nowhere and features the crime against humanity that is Courtney Cox's circa 1999 hair. Whereas the prior 2 films riffed on horror tropes while always remaining a few steps ahead of them, Scream 3 crumbles under the weight of it all, leading up to a finale where Sidney is revealed to have a secret brother who has been behind it all along. It's a bad ending that actively taints the strengths of the films that came before it, much like Scream 7, which inexplicably falls victim to many of these same flaws. Number 5 is Scream 5 or Scream 2022, depending on who you ask. They're the same movie. I admire what directors Matt Bettinelli, Olpen, and Tyler Gillett are trying to do in their Scream reboot legacy sequel. I dig the new characters, and by this point in time, Hollywood's obsession with trying to milk nostalgia for all it was worth in the form of dredging up old franchises was well and truly worthy of a skewering. However, this film ultimately feels too shackled to the trappings of a legacy sequel to ever quite break free and do its own thing for me. Rather than biting commentary on legacy sequels, it just kind of devolves into one by the finale, with the laziest forms of lamp shading attempting to recontextualize its repetition of exact lines, shots, and beats from the first film as meta. On top of this, the interweaving of the legacy characters feels limp and stale here, the exact kind of hold for applause ass stuff that this movie is supposed to be skewering. Number 4, Scream 2. I like Scream 2. Is it as good as the first one? Definitely not, but Williamson and Craven are clearly having a blast going all in on delivering a sequel that is bigger, nastier, and meaner, and I can appreciate that. Scream 2 feels like the Temple of Doom of this franchise, and if you can't get down with that, what can you get down with? Also, literally any project that lets Timothy Olyphant go this far off the rails with a gonzo performance is deserving of praise. Pure cinematic ecstasy. Number 3 is Scream. Yes, the first film is in 3rd place. I know it's iconic. I know it's a great film. I know all of the things I'm supposed to say here, but feel free to call me a moron in the comments. I'd rather die than be called basic. Craven's original film is such a pointed takedown of slashers that it literally changed the landscape of the genre and gave all of the long-running slasher franchises around it identity crises for years to come. Having said all of that, I do think the franchise would eventually go on to reach even greater heights. Number 2, Scream 6. Scream 6 rules. Everything that I said about the prior film, Scream 5, yeah, the directors chuck all that dead weight out the motherfucking window here, resulting in a lean, white-knuckled slasher that hones in on the new cast and is bold enough to chart its own course rather than relying on nostalgia for the past. Moving the action to New York is great, the set pieces come at a breakneck pace, they build stunning amounts of suspense, and they are bone-crunchingly brutal. The new cast is fantastic, and it all just works. A genuinely fantastic horror film, and for me, the ideal modern Scream movie. Which brings us to the top spot. Number 1, Scream 4. That's Right, folks, the black sheep of this franchise, the only film in the entire series that flopped at the box office, is the best one out of them all. People can gripe about this one all they want, but Scream 4 is the most prescient and effective meta commentary of the bunch, managing to land what feels like a killing blow on legacy sequels several years before they would even become popular. The idea to have the legacy characters of this franchise and their history coming into active conflict with the new characters who are seeking to have their own stories be told is an ingenious one on Williamson's part, and Craven takes the idea and makes it soar. It's also telling that this 2011 film manages to close out with such a bleak, nihilistic ending rumination on the social media age that it has only grown even more powerful in the years since. Also, this was Wes Craven's final film ever before dying, and it serves as a staggering culmination of his life's work. Scream 4 forever, mother. And that is our Scream ranking. If you agree, tell me below. If you disagree, tell me below in all caps so I know you're mad. I'd love to hear it. Be safe down there. It can get violent when we talk about the Scream franchise. People get heated, but let's be respectful. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Thank you so much. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and come back to check out more just like this. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your day, folks.